Okay, so what if the fate of an entire kingdom all came down to a secret that only two identical-looking boys knew? Today, we're diving into a classic story all about switched identities set right in the heart of the English monarchy, the Prince and the Pauper.
So, picture this. The whole kingdom is buzzing with excitement. A new king is about to be crowned. But there's this one huge secret that could bring the whole thing crashing down. The boy who's about to get the crown, he's a total imposter. So how in the world did a kid from the slums of London end up on the throne of England?
Our story drops us right into the middle of all the action, on what's got to be the most important day for a nation, Coronation Day. We're inside the incredible Westminster Palace. And there he is, Tom Canty, a boy from the poorest part of London. Now he's surrounded by nobles, wearing these fancy royal robes, and he's about to claim a destiny that was, never supposed to be his.
You can just feel the weight of this moment. Tom is standing there with Lord Hertford, one of the most powerful guys in England, and they're all ready to head to Westminster Abbey for the coronation. The entire kingdom is holding its breath, and they have absolutely no idea what's really going on.
But just as the whole royal procession is about to get started, the course of history gets stopped in its tracks by a single piece of paper.
A servant comes rushing in, totally breaking protocol. He's holding a letter for Lord Hertford. And this one little interruption, well, it's the spark that's about to set everything off.
So the servant announces a visitor, a soldier named Miles Hendon. But then he's like, wait, no, the letter isn't from the soldier, it's from the boy. And you could just imagine the confusion in the room. What boy? The only boy that matters right now is Tom, right?
And right here, Tom, who's been playing the part of the king, makes a huge decision. Instead of just waving it off, his curiosity gets the best of him. He tells the guards to bring this mystery boy to him.
So the door opens, and in walks this kid dressed in rags, and it's the real Prince Edward. Before anyone can even figure out what's happening, Tom Canty, the boy they all think is the king, just drops to his knees right in front of this pauper.
I mean, that's the question on everybody's mind, right? Lord Hertford, the whole court, they're just speechless. They're seeing their king in all his royal gear bowing to some kid from the street. It makes absolutely no sense.
So how did this unbelievable mix-up even happen? It's actually pretty simple. The two boys are identical. We're talking same hair, same eyes, even the exact same voice. They are perfect lookalikes. One was born with nothing, and the other was born to be king.
Okay, so with the whole court in chaos, the real prince, Edward, knows he's got to prove who he is, like right now. And he comes up with this simple but totally brilliant test.
Edward just confidently turns to Lord Hertford and says that the letter has a secret question in it, a question that only the true prince could ever answer. The challenge has been thrown down.
Lord Hertford opens the letter and reads the question out loud. It's a simple one, but man, the implications are huge. The Great Seal of England is this super important symbol of royal power. Only the king would know where it is. You could hear a pin drop in that room.
All eyes turn to Tom Canty, the boy who's been pretending to be a king. But he's just silent. He has no idea where the Great Seal is. I mean, how could he?
And now, this is it. The moment of truth. Tom is silent, and the entire kingdom's fate is resting on what this boy in rags is about to say.
Edward speaks, and he's completely sure of himself. The answer is simple, it's direct, and it's so specific. It's a detail that's so personal, so normal, it just has to be true.
Lord Hertford doesn't even hesitate. He sends a servant straight to the royal bedroom. A few moments later, the servant comes back and he's holding the Great Seal. It was exactly where Edward said it would be, tucked away behind a mirror. And that's the proof they needed.
With the seal right there in his hand, Lord Hertford bows deeply to the boy in the pauper's clothes. All the doubt is just gone. And in that moment, with those three simple words, Edward gets his identity back. The true king has come home.
So, the imposter has been found out and the true prince is back. But what happens next? What kind of king does Edward become after going through all that?
That very same day, the coronation went on, but this time with the rightful heir sitting on the throne. Edward Tudor was crowned King of England, and the kingdom celebrated the return of its real monarch.
And here's the thing, Edward's time living as a pauper changed him forever. He ended up ruling with this compassion and sense of justice that came directly from his own experience with hardship. And what about Tom? Well, King Edward never forgot the boy who had his face, and they stayed good friends for the rest of their lives.
And this really brings us to the powerful lesson of the story. It kind of suggests that walking in someone else's shoes, even for a little while, might be the best education any leader could ever get. It leaves us with a pretty big question, right? What experiences are the ones that truly make a leader great? That's all for this Explainer. Thanks for joining us.